All right, so today we're going to be diving deep into...
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, it is all about muscle-building foods.
That's right.
We've got tons of research on fitness and nutrition, and I really can't wait to kind of break it down and see what we can learn here.
Yeah, because it's not just about hitting the gym, right? It's also about what you eat.
Yeah, and that's a huge role in how your muscles recover and how they grow.
For sure.
So let's just kind of set the scene here. You've just finished a really tough workout. What are the best foods that you can eat to maximize those gains and minimize soreness?
Well, the first thing we're going to have to talk about is protein.
Oh.
Protein is like the building blocks for your muscles.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to protein, chicken breast is a tried and true classic.
Sure. But, chicken breast can be a little bland.
Right.
Is there more to it than just being a good source of protein?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Chicken breast is packed with lean protein, so you're getting all that protein without a lot of extra fat. And that's really key for muscle repair and growth.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So chicken's great, but, maybe looking for something a bit more exciting.
Okay, how about eggs?
Okay.
The whole egg, not just the whites.
Yeah, I've heard that the yolk is actually good for you. I've always been a little bit hesitant because of the cholesterol.
Sure.
Is that something I should be worried about, or?
Well, I think you're right to think about the whole picture, but eggs really are like this nutritional powerhouse.
Okay.
They deliver that high-quality protein. They've got healthy fats, but they also contain this thing called choline, and that's primarily found in the yolk.
Choline. I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah. It flies under the radar sometimes, but it's really crucial.
Okay.
It helps your body metabolize fat, so, get rid of those efficiently. And it plays a role in muscle function.
So eggs are a complete muscle building package then?
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay. Awesome. I'm sold on eggs. What else have we got?
Well, let's move on to seafood. Salmon. Salmon is a superstar when it comes to muscle recovery.
I've heard that's because of the omega-3 fatty acids, but how do those actually help with building muscle?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
So, those intense workouts, they can actually cause inflammation in your muscles.
Right.
And that can, delay recovery and make you really sore.
Yeah.
And so the omega-3s found in salmon,
okay,
they can help to reduce that inflammation so your muscles can repair and rebuild faster.
So it's not just about, getting bigger muscles. It's about minimizing that downtime too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, that's really interesting.
And another great seafood option is tuna.
Yeah.
It's got a good amount of protein, omega-3s as well.
Perfect for a quick and easy lunch.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm a big fan of Greek yogurt. I know it's a good source of protein, but is there anything special about it for muscle building?
Yeah, so Greek yogurt's really unique because it contains a high amount of casein protein.
Okay.
And casein protein digests slowly, which provides this sustained release of amino acids to your muscles.
So it keeps working even when you're not at the gym.
That's right.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's like this slow drip protein supply.
I love that.
That's great.
That helps your muscles recover throughout the day and even overnight.
Absolutely.
Wow, speaking of overnight recovery, cottage cheese is another one that's high in casein, right?
You got it.
Okay.
Cottage cheese might not be everyone's favorite, but
no, it's not.
It's like this secret weapon for muscle growth,
Okay.
You can think of it as a bedtime snack that keeps those muscles fueled while you sleep.
Interesting. I'm going to have to give cottage cheese another try.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see a pattern here. A lot of these muscle-building foods are things that I already eat.
That's the great thing about it. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet.
Right.
It's just about making these smart choices and understanding, how the foods you eat can impact your fitness goals.
Absolutely. Okay, let's talk about meat.
Okay.
Lean beef is a classic for a reason, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's packed with protein, of course.
Yeah.
But it also has, all these other nutrients that are essential for muscle building, like iron, zinc, B vitamins.
And I've heard that beef is a good source of creatine. What exactly does creatine do?
Yeah, so creatine is a naturally occurring compound that helps your muscles produce energy.
Okay.
And it's been shown to increase strength and power output during your workouts.
So it's not just about building muscle, it's about enhancing your performance.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, for those who prefer plant-based options, lentils are a great alternative.
Absolutely.
Yes.
They're a great source of protein and fiber.
I love lentils. They're so versatile and affordable, too.
Yeah. You can add them to soups, stews, salads, or even use them as a base for veggie burgers.
That's a good idea.
And they're packed with fiber. They'll keep you feeling full and satisfied.
Another plant-based protein I like to use is tofu.
Yes.
It's bland on its own, but you can really cook it with anything and it kind of takes on that flavor.
It does. And it's a good source of iron and calcium, both of which play a role in muscle function.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah, so it's a great option for vegetarians and vegans out there.
We've talked a lot about protein, but what about carbs?
Sure.
I know they're important for energy, but are all carbs created equal when it comes to building muscle?
Well, not all carbs are the same.
Okay.
Complex carbs like those found in quinoa are digested slowly.
Right.
And they provide that sustained energy, which is ideal for fueling workouts.
And quinoa is a complete protein, right?
Exactly.
So that means it has all the essential amino acids that your body needs.
Yes, it's perfect for a pre-workout meal or snack.
That's a good idea. And if you're looking for another complex carb option for those longer workouts, brown rice is a good choice.
That's right.
Okay, so quinoa for shorter workouts, brown rice for the longer ones. Got it.
Yep.
Now let's move on to healthy fats.
Sure.
I know they're important for overall health, but how do they actually help with muscle building?
Well, healthy fats play a really crucial role in muscle recovery and also hormone production, which is, essential for muscle growth. And a great example of that are almonds.
Oh, I love almonds. They're my go-to snack.
Yeah, they're packed with those healthy fats, protein, vitamin E, which helps protect your cells from damage.
So a perfect post-workout snack.
It is.
Okay, what about peanut butter?
Okay.
It's delicious, but is it actually good for building muscle?
Well, peanut butter can be a great option,
Okay.
but it's important to choose that natural peanut butter, without the added sugar.
Right.
But it is a good source of protein, healthy fats, and essential nutrients.
That's good to know. So it's a tasty way to get those muscle-building nutrients.
It is.
This is all so interesting. We've covered so much ground already. What stands out to you the most from what we've talked about?
I think it's just fascinating how many everyday foods
Right.
can actually contribute to muscle growth.
Yeah.
We think of, protein shakes and supplements being the only way to go.
Yeah.
But the truth is, there's so much muscle building potential in the foods we already enjoy.
You're absolutely right. It's all about making those smart choices and understanding how those choices can support our fitness goals. And this is just the beginning. We've got even more muscle-building foods to explore in part 2 of this deep dive. So stay tuned.
Definitely.
All right, we'll see you then.
It's really amazing when you think about it.
It is.
How many of these foods we already have that can help us build muscle.
Right. Like, we don't have to go out and find some crazy exotic ingredients.
Exactly.
It's really just about using what's already in our kitchen.
It is, and making those smart choices, yeah.
So what other hidden gems are out there?
Well, let's talk about milk.
Okay.
It's often associated with childhood,
Right.
but it can be a great asset for muscle building,
Okay.
both before and after a workout.
I've heard that chocolate milk is actually good for recovery.
Yeah.
I mean, that always seemed kind of counterintuitive to me.
Sure.
Isn't all that sugar bad for muscle growth?
Yeah, it might sound surprising, but there's actually some science behind it.
Okay.
So chocolate milk, it provides that perfect blend of protein and carbs.
Right.
So the protein helps repair and rebuild those muscle tissues,
Okay.
and then the carbs replenish your energy stores.
Okay.
And that added sugar in chocolate milk
Yeah.
can actually help replenish your glycogen stores faster,
Yeah.
especially after those really tough workouts.
So a little indulgence can actually be beneficial.
It can be, yeah, in moderation, of course.
Of course, that's good news.
Yeah.
What about other kind of staples like bread?
Sure.
I always thought bread was kind of the enemy when it came to building muscle.
It's true that some breads are loaded with those refined carbs
Right.
that can spike your blood sugar.
Yeah.
But whole grain bread is a different story.
Okay, so whole grain bread is good.
Yeah, it's a good source of complex carbohydrates.
Okay.
Provides that steady release of energy.
Right.
And it's got some protein and some fiber.
Okay.
So it makes it a more well-rounded choice.
So the key is choosing the right kind of bread.
Exactly.
Got it. So whole grain bread paired with a good protein source
Yeah,
can actually be part of a muscle building meal.
it can be, absolutely.
Okay, that makes sense. What about oatmeal?
Oatmeal.
I usually think of that as like a slow release energy source,
Yeah,
not necessarily a muscle building food.
right. Well, it's true that it does provide that sustained energy,
Yeah.
but it also has a decent amount of protein
Okay.
compared to other grains.
So it's a sneaky source of protein as well.
It is, yeah. And you could
Yeah.
even, boost its muscle building power by adding some protein powder or nuts or seeds.
That's a good idea. I'm always looking for ways to make my breakfast more interesting.
Yeah.
What about chickpeas?
Chickpeas.
I love them in like salads and hummus,
Yeah.
but how do they actually contribute to muscle growth?
Well, they're a great plant-based source of protein and fiber.
Okay.
And they're also packed with essential minerals like iron and magnesium,
Right.
which are, crucial for muscle function.
So they're like little muscle-supporting powerhouses.
They are.
Are there any other kind of creative ways to incorporate chickpeas
Yeah,
into a muscle-building diet?
absolutely. You can roast them for a crunchy snack,
Okay.
add them to soups and stews, or even use them to make veggie burgers.
I love how many options we're uncovering here.
Me too.
It seems like building muscle doesn't have to be super restrictive or boring.
It doesn't, no, it's all about, understanding the value of different foods
Yeah,
and incorporating them in ways that you actually enjoy.
absolutely. Okay, speaking of enjoyable foods, I have to ask about bananas.
Bananas.
I know they're packed with potassium.
Yeah,
They provide energy,
right.
but do they have any direct benefits for muscle growth?
Yeah, they are known for that potassium,
Right.
which is essential for muscle function.
Yeah.
But they also have a good amount of carbohydrates,
Okay.
which makes them a great, pre or post-workout snack.
So they can fuel your workouts and help with recovery. Okay. I'm sold. Bananas are officially going on my grocery list.
There you go.
What about beverages? Besides water, of course.
Of course.
Are there any drinks that can support muscle growth?
Tart cherry juice
Okay.
is one that stands out.
Really?
Yeah, research has shown that it can reduce muscle soreness and inflammation after exercise.
So a glass of tart cherry juice could help me recover faster.
It could.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
And for those who prefer something with a little bit more flavor, green tea is another good option.
Yeah, green tea's great.
I'm a big green tea fan.
Me too.
How does it connect to muscle building?
Well, it's loaded with antioxidants.
Right.
And we know those help protect your muscles from damage,
Mm-hmm.
and they help support recovery.
Okay.
Plus, it gives you that, gentle caffeine boost,
Right.
which can be helpful for pre-workout energy.
So it's a win-win.
It is.
Now, I know a lot of people rely on protein shakes for muscle building.
Sure.
What are your thoughts on those?
Protein shakes can be a convenient way to supplement your protein intake,
Right.
especially if you're struggling to meet your daily needs
Yeah.
through food alone. But they should be seen as just that, supplements.
Not a replacement for whole foods.
Exactly.
Oh.
You want a balanced diet with plenty of those whole food protein sources as
Ah.
the foundation.
Any tips on choosing the right protein powder?
Yeah.
If someone does decide to use them.
Do your research.
Okay.
Choose products from reputable brands.
Mm-hmm.
Always read those labels carefully
Right.
and look for protein powders that are low in sugar.
Okay.
And additives, whey protein is a popular choice
Mm-hmm.
because it's absorbed quickly, which makes it, ideal for that post-workout recovery.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also, plenty of great plant-based options out there like pea protein, brown rice protein, and soy protein,
Yeah.
if you prefer a vegan approach.
It's amazing how many options are out there.
It is.
What's the biggest takeaway you want our listeners to kind of understand about muscle building foods?
I think the most important thing to remember is that it's not just about, hitting a certain protein target.
Right.
It's about making those informed choices
Mm-hmm.
and understanding how those choices impact your overall fitness goals.
Mm-hmm.
It's about finding that sustainable approach that you can enjoy and stick with for the long haul.
I couldn't agree more. It's a journey, not a race, and it's about finding what works for you.
Exactly.
Now, before we wrap up this part of the deep dive,
Sure.
I'm curious, what's the most surprising thing you've learned about muscle building foods?
What's really fascinated me is just the variety
Yeah.
of everyday foods that contribute to muscle growth.
Right.
We get so caught up in, these specialized diets and supplements.
Yeah.
But the truth is, we have so much muscle building potential
Yeah.
right in our kitchens.
That's a great point. It's about recognizing the power of these ordinary foods and making them work for us. But there's even more to explore. Be sure to join us for the final part of this deep dive,
Yes.
where we'll discuss how to put all this incredible knowledge into action. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah, it's great to be back.
We've uncovered some pretty incredible insights, I think, about muscle-building foods,
Yeah.
exploring everything from, protein powerhouses to these surprising carb champions.
We busted some myths along the way,
Yeah.
like bread always being the enemy.
Right, or that you need to be chugging protein shakes all
Yeah.
the time to see results.
Exactly.
But, knowledge is only powerful when we actually put it into action.
That's right.
So how do we take all of this information and actually build a muscle-building meal plan?
Well, it's not just about what you eat, but also when you eat.
Okay.
So timing your nutrition is key.
Okay, so it's more strategic eating than just, hitting a certain number of grams of protein per day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think of it like this. Your muscles need different things at different times.
Yeah.
So right after a workout, they're primed for repair and growth.
Okay.
That's when consuming protein can have the biggest impact.
So like a protein shake after the gym or a meal with a good source of protein like chicken or fish?
Exactly. Yeah. That protein provides those building blocks that your muscles need to recover and rebuild.
Okay. And what about throughout the day? Should we be kind of aiming for protein at every meal?
Yeah. Aim to include it in every meal and snack.
Okay.
Just to make sure you have that steady supply of amino acids.
So consistency is key.
It is.
Not just, one big protein hit after a workout.
Exactly. It's like you're providing this constant stream of nutrients to support that muscle growth, around the clock.
Our source also mentions meal frequency. Is there like a magic number of meals we should be eating per day?
That's a great question. And the truth is there's no one-size-fits-all answer.
Okay.
It really depends on your individual needs and your lifestyle and your training schedule.
So finding a rhythm that works for you. Exactly. Some people thrive on those smaller, more frequent meals throughout the day.
Yeah.
They find it helps maintain consistent energy levels and, it kind of optimizes muscle protein synthesis.
Makes sense. And others might find that they do better with larger meals, less frequently.
Exactly. Yeah, the key is to experiment.
Okay.
See what feels best for your body and your schedule.
Right. Pay attention to your energy levels and hunger cues and just how your body is responding.
Exactly.
Okay. I know a lot of people get caught up in the idea of clean eating when they're trying to build muscle. Do we have to be super strict or is there room for flexibility?
Yeah. It's definitely important to prioritize those nutrient-rich foods.
Right.
But don't get too hung up on being perfect.
Okay.
It's all about balance.
So you're saying a slice of pizza or a scoop of ice cream won't completely derail all my hard work?
Exactly. If you're consistently making those healthy choices most of the time.
Right.
You can definitely enjoy those occasional treats without, feeling guilty or anything.
That's a relief.
It makes the whole thing seem less intimidating.
It does.
One thing our source didn't really explicitly mention is the role of supplements.
Sure.
I know a lot of people who swear by them for muscle growth. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Supplements can be helpful.
Okay.
But they should always be considered just that, supplements.
Supplements?
Yeah. They're not a replacement for a healthy diet and consistent training.
So get the foundation right first.
Exactly. Focus on building that strong nutritional base through whole foods. And then you can consider supplements if you have, specific needs or goals.
Okay. Any tips on choosing the right supplements if someone does decide to incorporate them?
Yeah. Do your research. Choose products from reputable brands.
Okay.
Always read those labels carefully. Look for supplements that are low in sugar fillers, artificial ingredients, and,
Good advice.
always a good idea to consult with, a healthcare professional or a registered dietitian.
Yeah, get some expert advice.
Exactly.
Well, as we wrap up this incredible deep dive, what's the one thing that you really want our listeners to remember?
Building muscle, it's not just about hitting the gym and eating enough protein.
Right.
It's about nourishing your body with a variety of these nutrient-rich foods.
Okay.
Timing your meals strategically and finding a sustainable approach that fits your lifestyle.
And it's about understanding that, food is more than just fuel.
Absolutely.
It's a powerful tool that can help you reach your fitness goals and, just feel your best.
Exactly. And remember, progress takes time and it takes consistency.
Right.
So don't get discouraged if you don't see results overnight. Trust the process, stay consistent, and celebrate every milestone along the way.
That's great advice. We've explored so much in this deep dive. I really hope our listeners feel empowered to kind of take control of their nutrition and fuel their muscle building journey with confidence.
Me too.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time for another deep dive into a fascinating topic.
Until then, keep learning.
Keep exploring.
And keep pushing towards your goals.
We'll see you then.